The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Good Saturday afternoon, guys, or whatever time of day and wherever you live this Saturday. What's up? This is Blue Beetle. Let's talk pop, guys. AW Air Order. Man, welcome to my stream. We're gonna have a fun time tonight. If you see, fun time. Blue Beetle talk. Let's talk pop. Yeah, 44. Vortex. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, Vortex. Where have you been? Okay. But yeah, so let's talk Blue Beetle. That's what this episode is about. Spoiler review. So before we get into this, yeah, it's been a while. Smash that like button down below if you're new here. Subscribe and share us out on all social media platforms, or just share us out with word of mouth. That really helps out. That does help out. To let them know about my channel. Thank you and all that. So yes, before we get to the spoiler review, you know the rule. The rules, which could be broken on one condition. One condition is this rule could be broken. The rule is okay. The rule is if you've seen a movie, you can come on stream. Thank you, Vortex. Thank you. If you've seen a movie, you can come on stream and talk about in the comments. Okay, that's the rule. But this rule could be broken. This rule could be broken based on you, not on me. If you don't care about spoilers, you can come on stream and stay in the chat. But if you do care about spoilers, I suggest you leave. And I know I'll be losing viewers, but I'm okay with that. I want people to enjoy the movie, if they care about spoilers or not. Okay, okay. So that's the rule that can be broken. See, like Vortex here, he's gonna stay watch the stream because he doesn't care about spoilers, so he'll stay. GameCon, I don't know, maybe. So let's get the setup, okay? Let's get the setup. So there's my Twitter down below. Like, share, subscribe, all that. Do that. Let's get the setup. With my banner, gotta get my banner up. Here we go. Blue Beetle spoiler review, man. This is yeah, okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's gonna get shaved. It's gonna go soon, Vortex. Next week you'll see a different. Next week you will see a different beard, and sometime next week you'll be seeing me doing a Ahsoka on streams, reviewing Ahsoka. Hey, Blinded. I know Blind doesn't care about spoilers, so I know he doesn't care about spoilers. I know. Okay, I did a review on yesterday, right? As soon as I got home, I did the review right away. It was right. If you saw that video, go check it out. It's my latest video, so you don't have to search for it. It's right there. Okay. Okay. And as the title of that video, I said it's the best DC movie since the Batman. And I know that's only been a year. I know Batman only came out about a year and a few months. I know. And I really, if I really want to put it up, if I really want to say this, I think I would. You know what? I shouldn't put the Batman in the same breath as this movie, because Batman is not really part of this universe that's ending. This is technically the last movie in that universe, the DCU, last movie in this universe. So Batman doesn't really count. But if you want to count all DC movies, that includes the Joker and Batman. Yeah, this is the best one since the Batman. But if you really don't want to count the Elseworlds, so that take out Batman and the Joker. Obviously, probably the best DC movie. I don't know. Since the Suicide Squad, maybe 2021. Maybe this. I don't know. Snyder Cut, maybe. I don't know. And I don't know, like and this it's I think it's better than the Flash. Personally, I think it's better than the Flash. Okay, I did like the Flash story. Hey George, you free to come on, or are you? So that's what I said about this movie. Okay, well, it's brief shit. Okay, you don't care. I know you don't care, Blinded. Anthony. Okay, okay. So we have to correct some things in this movie. Victoria Cord is not Ted Cord's wife. References, a little bit references, but no cameos. No cameos. No cameos. So Victoria Cord, Susan Sarandon's character, is not Ted Cord's wife. It's a sister. It's a sister. Okay? That you all know. And he's gone missing in the movie. He's gone missing. No, Victoria Cord did not make sure he's missing. Victoria had nothing to do with him missing. Yes, she's the villain. She's the villain, but she had nothing to do with him missing. But she took over Cord Industries. It's yeah. There's they mention Superman, Batman, but it's pretty much a standalone. Yes, standalone stuff. Even the mid credit scene is pretty much standalone stuff. The mid credit scene has nothing to do with Batman, Superman either. And okay, so this game has been on Earth for a long time. Victoria Cord's been searching for it. We got Carapax. Is that Carapax? He's the he's he works for Victoria Court as her right hand man. That's does the dirty work for her. Okay, okay. Beginning we get a Zolo who just Zolo Zolo character Jaime Reyes who just finished graduating pre-law. Okay, just finished completing pre-law. So he comes back from the airport. All right, his family greets him. And his family is fucking hilarious. I mean, guys, his family is hilarious. I love the family. It's OMAC is in the movies, but it's not what you think. It's not feeling like the comics. The OMAC, it just called One Man Army. I don't know what to see. I forget. It's nothing like the movie, the comic. Nothing like that. So if you're expecting OMAC, you know OMAC you're from the comics. It's not. They just took it from the comics, but it's nothing like the Omax. There's no Brother Eye, there's no Omax. It's no anti-meta-human thing. Yeah. Hey, George, what's up, my man?
Yo, James Harden stinks. I know this is a movie talk thing, but still, James Harden stinks. You know what? Maybe he should go to China, like he's saying. That's where all the bums go play. He can reunite with Dwight Howard. Maybe they could win a championship in Taiwan or China, for all we care.
That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow's stream. Come on.
I know, but I'm just saying. By the way, I will say this: the Flash people should be ashamed of themselves. A movie that was supposed to go on HBO Max has better special effects.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, what the hell are you guys thinking? This should have been the movie they should have hyped up. This should have been the movie they should have put all their marketing into. No disrespect to the Flash, because I did enjoy that. I enjoyed seeing Keaton, because you know what, the '89 movie is better than most movies because it's before 1990. But good Lord, what the hell was David Zaslav thinking or smoking? Oh my goodness! Yo, I actually scared someone like talking like this at work.
Yes, you told me this.
Yeah, no, it was one of the. It was one of the fifth graders. It was impersonation day. He asked me like, "Who are you impersonating?" Because I had a tie on. I didn't have anything else on. I was like, "I'm impersonating one of my favorite sports commentators, Mad Dog Russo." And I was like, "So you better get to work." And he just like jumped.
Okay. So what did you really think of the movie? This time it's George. Did you real you?
It was good. I enjoyed it overall. It definitely made more sense for it to come out in theaters than HBO Max. Just
Oh
looking
yeah.
at like I said, the special effects were way better. The practical effect works were pretty good. And like I'll be honest, it did feel like a generic movie. Like if there's any DC movie that should get accused of feeling like an MCU movie, this is the one that should get the accusation. Because it did feel like that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing,
But I think it executed.
but I think it was like a
better.
play it safe kind of thing, which I
I
get
think
because
I do think George, like, I see your point. They kind of like it's more like an MCU movie, but I think they did a better storytelling than the MCU movies lately, like how they executed stuff. Because
well, I think the thing is like there was a better. Well, first of all, the family dynamic I think did help
that's the best part.
distinguish it from other
Yeah.
movies. Like I compared this movie to Ant-Man and the first Doctor Strange, but the thing is I actually preferred this movie over the first Ant-Man and first Doctor Strange movie. Although then again they didn't have George Lopez doing George Lopez. No, listen,
George Lopez is hilarious.
Listen, there were moments when I was like, dude, are we sure this isn't just George Lopez like flying in visiting his family?
Oh no, George Lopez.
Like George Lopez from the George Lopez show, because I was like, good lord, like this is how George Lopez would act in a superhero universe. It would be he would be like, I can see him being like this to his daughter Carmen. He'd be like, Carmen, why are you dating Spider-Man?
Yeah, I like
what
the thing. But compared to that, because they're both bug movies and they take on because it's the villain's the same thing.
Well, here's the thing: the Blue Beetle suit sometimes reminded me of the Yellow Jacket suit, even though the Blue Beetle suit looked incredible.
And also
the costumes looked incredible.
Also, the villain of both films was a business tycoon, you know, who wanted to
here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. I think Blue Beetle had the two villains were a little bit better than Yellow Jacket, because here's the thing. The big guy, the bodyguard, like there was like a backstory with him. The thing is, I just wish they didn't shoehorn it in last minute. Like there were hints.
Yeah, it was last minute.
There were hints about it, but it's like they could have done a better job
on third act.
Like because there were hints that there was something happened.
Oh yeah,
and and there was potential there that I just think could have been realized. The Susan Sarandon character, Victoria Cord. I mean, I'll say this: I think she was a better villain than Darren. And I'm not saying that because of how Darren was in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I'm talking about the first Ant-Man movie, Darren. There was more of a motivation and a reason to hold a grudge, because she thought she was going to be promised the company.
Yes,
and it was going to keep going in the image she wanted, when it was the brother who wanted to do it in a different image.
The brother, Ted. Yes, Ted Cord is mentioned a lot in this film. Ted Cord is not in this film, guys, but he has a huge presence in this film.
But it's like that made more sense for her to be bitter towards Ted Cord than Darren to be bitter towards Hank Pym. Like I felt like there was just more of a motivation. Now again, she's not really that interesting of a villain. I'm gonna be honest. Like if you want a more entertaining villain, I'll say Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. As much as I can't stand that version, yeah, he's a more enjoyable villain to watch if you want a villain that's got more personality. But it's like at least with Victoria Cord, there was more motivation for her to do the things that she had done.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, that there was. I honestly thought they were going to go in a direction where like the bodyguard was going to turn into the main villain.
I thought so too. I thought he was going to kill. I mean, okay, he does kind of sacrifice himself, taking Victoria Cord with her at the end. But I thought he was going to take her out earlier and become the main villain. Like
that's because like I felt like there were times where they were kind of setting that up as well.
Yes, this is true. I remember that, DeGrasse. I remember that Sharon Stone was supposed to be the Victoria Cord. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
it's kind of funny. Susan Sarandon. She's a. I don't want to get political. She's
crazy.
she's a crazy leftist. I'll just say it as that.
Yeah.
Like personally, like she's a crazy.
And she played the
Left-
opposite of that in
no,
this film.
Yeah, no disrespect to people who go to who are lefty, because I have a lot of friends that are liberal, that are progressive, but it's like she takes it way too far compared
She
to
played the exact
compared to
opposite
the
of this
normal
film.
to the normal progressives that I know.
Yeah.
But in this film, it's like, good lord, it's like you're like the female Donald Trump in this movie.
Oh yeah, because
Like literally, like it felt like I was watching female Donald Trump, because she's around the same age as Donald Trump in real life. This actress.
yeah, yes, and also like Jaime's family is, I think they're part Mexican, right? That's what they said. I think some of them Mexican, right? And they had to struggle to get there, to get by to America and all that. And I think, and they really don't live in a very nice area of the city, right? They don't, because, right? And they had to obviously, and the plan was for, like, I think Victoria Court obviously have the core industries. I think it's called core industries, where the area where the Reyes live, obviously, is to tear down that area and like build condos, like make stuff like that, right? Like, it's a typical witch buying land. So and the people that have that land have to move somewhere else. You know how it is. It happens in real life, stuff like that. I really do. Yeah, she does play the exact opposite of her real life persona. She really
I mean,
does.
the thing is, I feel like as an actor, you have to, because here's the thing. First of all, if you're playing a murderer in a movie, you're obviously like not in real life gonna like, or like if you, so like, and quick question, like how many people like Hollywood actors have had to play people of the opposite political party that they believe in? So it's like,
called
it's
acting
not,
for a reason.
yeah. So it's like,
like,
it's a reason why, like,
yeah. It's
yo, I one of the songs that I heard in Blue Beetle, I think it was like the song like Rudy was listening to
I
like
love
at one
Rudy.
point. Like
And that's
it was
George
one of the
Lopez's
songs
character.
that the kids were like dancing to, like for one of their dances at summer camp. I was like, I understand this reference. We were doing this at summer camp. Because like we had like an international dance performance or something, and it was like one of those like international songs.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna get copyright.
That's George Lopez's character, Rudy. He's kind of like he's into conspiracy theory. He thinks the government's watching him. He's kind of right, because apparently the cops in that city are kind of owned by Victoria. So he does have a point to an extent that you can't trust at least the police force in that city. So yeah, well, we don't know. We don't know. Also, he does say Batman's a fascist, but the context of it is
Like here's the thing. Like I don't consider that offensive. Like it's a joke because he's a crazy conspiracy theorist. And it's like,
yeah,
Batman, like here's the thing, like Batman's not like Flash and Superman, who are like more open heroes.
Batman does force his own brand of justice in a way, but he's not. I wouldn't say he's full fascist, because if he did, he would take the law into his own hands.
Yeah, no, it's not. He's not. Yeah, no, it's not like that. But it's like I can understand why some people who are weary of Batman and his methods might think that way.
Yeah, but
look, I love Batman, but it's like
he does believe. But he doesn't. He does believe in. He does believe in. I mean, he doesn't fully believe in the system, but he fully believes that if you get the good people, the right people in the system, in the justice system, then he's not the kind. The only time he breaks the law and has fascist mentality is it's like when is when he kind of controls. I mean, he's in the Justice League, man. He can't be a fascist if he's in the Justice League. I'm sorry. But like, he does some fascist stuff, but he's not full-fledged fascist, man. The reason why people might see his fascist away is because he doesn't fully believe in the justice system, even though he does at times, Just he has to get the right people to believe in. But I would say this. I would say every hero is fascist if they take the law if they're vigilantes.
I mean, good lord, like what's gonna happen in one of the Marvel movies? They're gonna say Spider-Man's a fascist.
You could easily say Captain America might be fascist.
Oh, could you imagine if like Jameson had said that in No Way Home? Like what do we need this young
American Way.
fastest for that will take the law into his own hands? Could you imagine like the reaction?
Yeah, like you could. Yeah, the authority of fascists, fascists fighting fascists. Batman is like the problem with Superman is he kind of trusts the justice system way too much.
No, Superman's a Boy Scout. He's a goody two
Yeah.
shoes.
And Batman always calls him out on him being so naive all the time. All the time. He calls him out for being naive. And Superman and Batman always says, you always try to look at the good in people, Clark. No, Clark says it to Batman. You know, unlike you, Bruce, I try to see the good, I try to see all the good in people. And Bruce is like, you're so damn naive.
He kind of is naive. I mean, well, not the Zack Snyder version. He's not as naive.
But the thing is, I mean, Batman kind of tries to see the good in people, right? Why would he try to help up with some of his villains?
Well, here's the thing: he sends them to Arkham. It's not like to try to get reform. So it's like he does have a soft spot for some villains, like Mr. Freeze.
Two-Face, yeah. He tries to do whatever it takes to help cure him, right? He does do that, you know?
I mean, he basically said in Batman the Animated Series during Heart of Ice, like Freeze wasn't really the real villain. It was the person that screwed Freeze over.
And Two-Face is not the real villain. Is what happened. It's like, and there's other villains in Batman like that have a tragic, and Batman is this it's usually the Snyderverse. The Snyderverse people perceive Batman as just someone who just have no empathy, no sympathy, you know, no conscience, you know, anything for anybody.
I think the problem is because the BBS version also based on the Dark Knight Returns.
You know what?
Version. It's like the Dark Knight Returns version is like isn't that like an Elseworld story?
But Degrassi, you got to remember, Batman is actually against fascism. He doesn't like the government being fascist.
Yo, even the Joker's against fascism.
Yeah, well, Joker's out against every form of government, but he doesn't.
No, but like he said, like you're a Nazi to the Red Skull, like
yeah.
Like I'm a patriotic psychopath.
Yeah, so say Batman, you know, Degrassi is kind of to a point, but also Batman doesn't like fascists. He doesn't like in Justice League. He doesn't like the fascism there. What else? From Earth 3 with Ultraman, Owlman, he doesn't like the fascist thing there. He's kind of like he doesn't like government fascism, or he doesn't like total fascism, taking control, right? Without, you know, to the extent he hates. And Justice League is perfect. He does not like that, like right with Superman, what his loss, what he does, Justice Superman, what he says goes. He does not like that. He needs. I don't know what I can say. He needs. I don't know. Like he's not like Doctor Doom fascist. Doctor Doom is kind of a fascist. But yeah, but that wasn't the tone that the context of that was just comparing Ted Kord's tech to Batman's tech. That's it. Because Ted Kord was Blue Beetle, guys. Blue Beetle existed before Jaime Reyes became Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle was an actual hero, hero before the Justice League. Before everything, you saw the costumes of the two costumes, the earlier version and a more advanced version. Ted Kord was secretly the Blue Beetle, and Jaime Reyes and Rudy, they knew. Well, actually, Rudy kind of knew about Blue Beetle from the past. Did not know it was Ted Kord because you know DC has a secret identity thing, right? You remember that, George, right?
Yep.
It's so yeah, and they compared to tech because he used like Batman, he used his tech to his advantage. Like he didn't have the scarab. The Blue Beetle Ted Kord's Blue Beetle was not the scarab. Did not have the scarab. He made everything himself. He was just He made a vigilante himself. He did not. The scarab did not give him anything. He was just basically Batman, guys. Okay, a human being with technology used as his arsenal. And that's the reason. And Jaime Reyes compared his tech to Batman. He did not have Batman's tech on him, but obviously he probably saw on the news and all that, like Batman, what Batman uses, and like yeah, he built everything. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Batman and Ted Kord at some point work together. If this is the Ben Affleck's Batman that worked for 20 to 25 years, I wouldn't be surprised if they work together at some point. Or they knew each other. They never mentioned anything with the relationship between the two, but I'm just putting that theory out there. I wonder if they ever come into I wonder if they ever did come into contact with each other at some point, and maybe worked on something. I don't know. You see, the thing is, I don't know. I have this weird obsession with this film because I'm looking at Kord Industries taking over the city, right? Like Kord Industries running the city. I'm like, I wonder if Batman, Bruce Wayne, ever decided to work with Kord Industries, like a joint project on something, but decided not to because didn't trust Victoria or something. Because Bruce, you know Bruce, right? I guess Batman, obviously. When he goes into business with someone, he's very, very careful who he's associating business with.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right? He's very, very careful. But yeah, my favorite thing I love the family dynamic here. They're all actually every member of the family was good, man. Every member's family was good. The grandma, she was hilarious, man. She was hilarious. And when they go rescue Jaime in that island, right? Remember they go rescue Jaime, and she has that that gun that Kord Industries made. That gun, and she's like this, and she's like, that made me laugh so hard. The grandma. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I think his Jaime Reyes is like, you know. Yeah, and oh man, yeah, Jaime. So Ted Kord has a daughter, Jenny Kord. That's the daughter that Jaime has a crush on. It gives him the
can't blame
scarab.
him.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying.
And yeah, she's a bombshell. That actress. I mean, like she's tall too, but maybe that's high heels. But I don't know. I didn't.
Yo, she's actually a lot older than the actress is actually a lot older than
really?
Zolo.
But she's quite
Yo,
tall.
she's a year older than me.
Really?
Yo, she was born 95. I looked it up. I'll work. Yeah, she's 28 years old.
Oh really? Yeah. How is Zolo? Yeah, Zolo. I mean,
Zolo's younger than me.
22. Wow, Zolo was really, really young when she started out.
Yo, this is like the opposite of like when like Toby and Andrew had like Kirsten and Emma, and there was a bigger age gap with like.
Oh, that was a huge age gap.
Yeah, but it was like the man was the older one. Now it's like the woman's the older one.
Oh my god. Let's see.
I mean, listen. You know, there's nothing wrong with going for older women.
No.
I'm sorry.
Like I'm not like the actress who plays in Cobra Kai. You know, the daughter of Daniel, right? Right. What's her name again? Mary, right? And Mary is the actress's name. Samantha Luso. She's 5 years older than Zolo. She's 27. Like when that series started out, she was remember they're in high school, right? When that series started out at Cobra Kai, she was like 21, 22, and she was playing high school because she looked like a high school student. And remember, this is very common back in the day where young adults did play high school students. So yeah, so the family, like the family, right? They're struggling, right? The family's struggling. They're about to lose their house, right? They have about 93 months, 90 days, right, left. They're about to lose their house. They used to own a store, but not, or something like that, but not anymore. And Zolo's like looking for a job. He's like, he has this weird fantasy. Like, he has this weird fantasy telling his sister's hilarious too. His sister's freaking hilarious. So I think, right? So she's like, take that, corporate America, or stuff like that. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
she's remember that scene? And you saw in the trailer where he has the sunglasses on, looking out in the sun over the I guess the ocean or ocean at the time, right? Right? and you think he got rich, right? You think time passes by, he got rich. Before that, he makes a promise that says, "One day I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna be famous, and all that, and wealthy. I have a huge mansion." And then that scene pops up, and it turns out that was one of Victoria's Court's mansion, and he was working there with his sister, right? It's like that's hilarious. You
To
knew that was
answer
gonna happen.
to answer your question, Blighted, I would like to see this version. First of all, the way they handle this version, it's like you don't see pictures of Henry Cavill Superman or Ezra Miller Flash or Ben Affleck Batman, which by the way, Syl was wrong, and it was
Yes,
hilarious
so
to
was
see
100%
that.
wrong.
But
There
in
was no
general,
there was no voice of Ben Affleck's Batman.
the way the movie was the I feel like this version could exist in whatever Gunn's doing. Like I think there's potential. See the way
Yeah.
the movie was handled, it also doesn't reference any events from
I
any of the previous DC movies like Man of Steel, Flash, Aquaman.
no.
You really it really stands on its own.
They don't even mention Aquaman and Flash. They just mention Batman, Superman, really, because Superman flies and Blue Beetle flies and Batman the
I thought
technology.
Flash. I thought I heard like
Maybe
Flash.
the Flash.
Yeah,
I
yeah. I was
wasn't
gonna say like I think the Flash was mentioned.
okay, and yeah, like and, so the Courts, right? Victoria Courts wants the Scarab, right? Wants the Scarab for herself, right? So that she could make a bunch of Omax, not the Omax from the comics, like the Target. Oh, the Superman reference. Oh, okay. It's not big blinded. It's just that when the Scarab took host of Jaime, you know, in that scene, and Jaime was this is the part where Jaime is like the Blue Beetle, the Scarab was taking over, and the suit was testing all of its abilities, right? Like testing his abilities, right, to get in check. So the rockets ran on. He went into space. He said, "Oh, I can see space. I can see space." And he goes all the way back down. It's like, and a little bit later on, he's like nervously, it's like this is basically, oh my god, what just happened? Like, I just flew. Superman could fly. That's basically it. That he flew in the air. The Blue Beetle costume and fly in the air, and he was nervous wreck and all that stuff, like all that, struggling to understand this, as you know, obviously, if you. And that's it. It's just referencing that Superman could fly, and he was flying too at the time, but not based on his control. That's it. Nothing big. That's it.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
all.
thing. Like this is the most standalone superhero
Mm-hmm.
movie that's not the Batman in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I say outside the Batman because the Batman's not in its own.
Yeah.
It's not in a big DC universe. So
Yeah. You just said Superman. You didn't say which Superman. You just said Superman. I would assume it's still Clark Kent. I don't know. I don't. That's it. That's not. It's nothing special. Don't expect anything special in this film. You're not gonna see. Don't go in this film like it's Marvel. Where you expect this cameo. Boopster. I don't know. I did like the family was hilarious. I mean, there's a sad moment. The father dies in the film. That's because he kind of got shot, right? He kind of got shot, but he didn't die from being shot. I mean, it may have affected him, but he died from cardiac arrest. And this happened after after Victoria and her hired police force or whatever they're called, took made sure to capture Jaime Reyes at his home because she found out Jaime Reyes is the one with the scarab, right? Because of her niece. Niece is the Ted Kord's daughter, right? And what happened was he got shot by accident and he died of a cardiac arrest. He had cardiac arrest before. You didn't see it, but in the beginning he mentions that as cardiac arrest, and that kind of obviously like this is a thing though. This is his thing in comic book movies, DC movies. Everybody loses a parent at some point. Like Batman has no parents. Superman lost his father. Aquaman Aquaman has both his parents, so he doesn't count. Cyborg still has his father. Flash doesn't have his mother. His father's free. Superman kind of loses his real birth parents and his adopted father, but like, yeah, they all lose somebody in at least some aspect. Except Aquaman's pretty safe though. Nothing tragic happens to Aquaman. Yeah, origin story is fine. Not when the origins of Scarab. They just mention it's alien. That it's not from this world. They just mention it's alien. That's it. I think that's right, George. It basically just mentions alien, and it's kind of like some super weapon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that Victoria won that because of the power, the powers it had, the weaponry it had for his Omax. The Omax are basically. Actually, they're people with advanced technology, space technology from space technology, regular human beings. That's it, with advanced technology. Kind of like, yeah, if you know what Carpax looks like, kind of a smaller version of that, a mini version of that. Not to that extent, basically like that, where she could sell to the where you could sell to the government, the military government, any kind of military. That's it. That's it. Oh, you know what's a good action scene? I really like the first fight with Caravax. But what's your favorite action scene?
I probably would say maybe the one where he's fighting those people that the police that are trying to take his family.
Oh yeah, that was good. That's good. Yeah, he came in. Yeah, so he wasn't there. He wasn't there to be able to save his family at first. He was actually at a different location at the time. But he noticed that a chopper was heading towards the area that his family lives in. And he's like, "Oh, they're going after my family," and he has to fly there. And yeah, and the Scarab, and the Scarab is funny too. Like, the Scarab is funny as hell because it's because the Scarab kind of like has a mind of his own in a way, right? And they have to kind of sync with each other, right? Because the Scarab tends to do things for itself instead of listening to the host. And the Scarab only chooses a host. Only could choose. You can't just automatically become the. You can't automatically become the host of the Scarab. The Scarab has to choose you. It's. We find out that. What's her name again? Jenny. Yeah, Jenny is the daughter, and she does become a CEO eventually at the end of Cord Industries. And Carabax, yeah, we find out like I guess that was his mother. Like I guess that's his mother. His origins is his mother, and somehow I guess it's Victoria is responsible for his mother's death. That's what it sounds like, right? That's what I got. But he doesn't look that much. He looks much older than he would. Like how many years ago is that? Like I don't know. Like. But that guy was badass too, and he got more powerful. Oh, and that scientist, oh, it's very rogue, man. Oh yeah, there's people. There's people claiming it's rogue blinded. Oh yeah, there are, man. Oh, you know who I'm talking about. George knows what I'm talking about. Which people are talking about being rogue.
Wait, what? Sorry, I'm still like sharing my review link out.
Okay.
No, I mean, here's the thing. If we're gonna, I love Black Panther, but if I'm gonna make a comparison between what movie I thought was a lot more in your face woke, I think Black Panther is more in your face woke than Blue Beetle.
Yeah, definitely. That was purposely. I mean, yeah. In this film, it does represent the struggle of the Latino's family trying to get by in America. It does. It does. And I'm gonna be careful here. Anthony probably has a better Anthony probably has a better answer. And I don't know if I don't know. Like to me, I gotta be careful here. We gotta be careful here because we can't really speak on this, right? You gotta know from a Latino's perspective. Did they do a good job representing a Latino a Latino's perspective in this film. That's what I like. I want something like that. I wonder, right? It's hard. I mean, super comic books has always been kind of woke. It's not. I wouldn't say woke. Comics has always been progressive. Comics has always been progressive. From the day Superman came out in the 30s, it's always been progressive. Okay? If you think things are, these people are saying it's woke now, these people would hate the 60s. These people fucking hate the 60s. I guarantee you. They wouldn't be able to stand the 60s. Okay? Can you imagine social media and Twitter and all that stuff in the 60s? With all the hippie movements, all that stuff? Can you imagine?
Don't even get me started.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Oh my God. It's yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's yeah, exactly, man. Like mutants and X-Men were represented as mutants where it's like to be persecuted, whether race or religion is like to be persecuted. That's what the mutants represented. Okay? Okay? Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. And the problem is anti-woke people, SHWs, these anti-SHWs, they don't understand that if they don't understand that nothing is that everything that they watched in the past has always been progressive. Hollywood has always been going progressive. Yes, there's been times where it hasn't. Okay, like people obviously they used to cast white people as blackface, right? They used to do blackface to white people.
Oh my goodness,
yeah, but over the times it's became progressive. I mean, how many times has woman in plays been cast as a man, or a man plays a woman in plays? That's been going on for a long time. It's always been entertainment industry has always been progressive, always. And sometimes it's always been progressive. It's different, yeah.
I mean, let me put it to you this way: like, Indiana Jones was more woke than this film, and that stars an old white guy.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, the thing is, like, I don't really see any point. Like, what's gonna happen? Like, are they gonna fake outrage over the Batman's a fascist line? Like, here's the thing: like, they were talking favorable. Like, when they're talking about heroes before the fascist lines drop, they're talking about Superman and Flash, who are white guys, very highly.
Yeah. Oh, and they pretty good chunk in this film. They speak Spanish. They do speak Spanish pretty. It's not little. They do pretty. It's a good amount of Spanish in this film. And for you people who don't understand Spanish, they do have subtitles, so don't worry. Yeah.
You know what would have been even funnier if I don't know why, now I'm imagining it. The actress that played the grandma did a great job, but I'm trying to imagine myself. What if the actress that played George Lopez's mom and George Lopez was the mom, and they made a big head joke, and they were like, Rudy, you're that beard still makes your head look bigger. And then like George Lopez is like you keep talking, you old bat. Like I don't know, like I obviously like I wouldn't be too meta with George Lopez humor, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to imagine that right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rudy Reyes, yeah. Uh, it's a, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But it's it's this film. It's there is some really. I mean, there is sex jokes in it. For some reason, comic book movies always have there's some way have to insert a sex joke. It's I don't know why. It's
Remember, even MCU Spider-Man like
I
inserts.
know.
Like, first of all, in Homecoming, Ned said he was watching porn, and or corn. I don't want to get you demonetized for saying that word.
It's okay.
Right?
You can say that word. It's not going to
Okay.
detraumatize
And
you.
then,
That
like,
word. Trust me.
Aunt May thought when Peter and MJ No Way Home came back into the room, May was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, be safe." Oh, and Aunt said that's like, "Go ahead, kiddo, as long as you're safe doing it." Like,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why they have to do it. Like,
I don't know, like why it's gotta. I mean, to be fair, like it's not as bad as some of the sex jokes in Transformers.
no.
I mean, good lord, remember in the first film, like she thought the mom
It,
thought Wiki was going at it.
it's just lazy writing. I know Blind Braille hates sex jokes. I know he hates it. I know Blind hates sex jokes. It's like,
No, unless they're like pulled off by Kevin Smith. It like most of the time they come across as flat. If it's like
yeah.
a Kevin Smith movie like Clerks or Mallrats or Chasing Amy, he pulls it off really well.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on who's doing it. That's basically it. I mean, remember, I'll never forget Clerks 2. You never go ass to mouth.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Like only Kevin Smith and a Kevin Smith movie can align like that work. Most other films, it goes wrong. Clerks 2 pulled off perfectly.
Yeah. I know you do blinded. Come on. I know you hate. There is. I mean, okay. I'll say this. There's a lot of humor in this film. I know we get on Marvel's back for humor, for having too much humor. With this film, this is DC. It works. Okay, the
Well,
humor
it works
works.
because George Lopez pulls off most of the humor.
Yeah.
Listen. It depends on who's delivering it. If it's someone who's a comedian like George Lopez, it's gonna work.
Like, yeah, you need some. Yeah. To me, sometimes comedy is natural, right? Like a person, it's natural from a certain actor or actress. Comedy, it's
Because
just natural.
the way George Lopez delivers his lines,
Yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
that's what makes it work. Because
Yeah.
when he's delivering his lines, I'm thinking to myself, this is like the George Lopez sitcom.
And I'll say this: the sister was pretty funny too. Like she was pretty funny, and the grandma, of course. Like I don't know, like what the hell? She might have messed with her. Um, uh, it it works with the right people and the right dynamic, right? The how funny it was with the family is like that's pretty funny. Um, you bought back a hamburger for one person. uh, I don't know
This
what
is
else.
what
Yeah.
you want.
Okay, so I really like this film. It should not be. It should not have been a B plus, and cinema score is actually better. There's no Ben Affleck, guys. There's no Ben Affleck's voice. I don't think Still
Oh
saw the
my
movie,
goodness! So the
or
way
he's.
they are carrying on, it's like you would
Oh,
think. Like first of all, you're saying the guy in charge of a studio is wrong. They're trying to twist it around by saying you didn't know. You said you had to ask a producer. It's like, oh my.
what?
Yeah, that's why I see some of the ways some of them are twisted. Like because like James Gunn said, like he asked the producers if there was any before he came on, and he said there was none. So they're trying to make it seem like he didn't even know, but it's like, why does it matter? There's none either way.
Did he?
The
Did he?
producer said that there was never anyone.
Is it possible so stupid that he thought the mid credit scene was not Ted Kord, was Ben Affleck, Batman? He can't be that stupid, can he? Guys, is he that stupid? If he
You know
is,
what? At this point, Syl has become so irrelevant that he needs
those
this just to have us mention his name again.
no, Zodwire's becoming worse.
No, no. Like here's the thing. I'm just gonna say this. It's like these people have become so irrelevant that they need this James Gunn controversy to get relevancy again.
Yeah, they start.
That's basically what it is at this point. Let's be fair. Has any YouTuber ever mentioned anything from Geek Gossy in the past several months that's not in their corner?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
people. It's like they need to get their names mentioned
Even
again.
Maybe some people are credible people. I mean, Jeff Snyder called them out. Did you see that? Jeff Snyder
Yeah.
called him out.
And the thing
And
is,
Jeff Snyder's an asshole himself, but like he's.
here's the thing: because Twitter's dying and Threads is still not up there, their message is dying in this transition of social media.
Mhm.
It's dying because people are no longer as involved on Twitter as they used to be, and Threads doesn't have the traction because Threads doesn't have DMs yet or a desktop option.
You George Blind, you guys know me. When I go hard on these guys, I go really hard. The stuff I said on past streams about these guys, you heard what I said about these guys. This should be a lobotomy. This should be checking into the hospital, into Arkham, stuff like that. You know me. I go hardcore. I don't go softcore. I don't go soft on these guys anymore.
I really, a part of me wants to buy this book that Zod Rider is writing just so I can do a
He's not writing a
review on.
book.
I want.
Where's this book coming
Like,
out?
I want to do a review on this book so badly and just dissect it.
So
I can start a new thing on my channel called the Book Club with the George, and the first book is Pause Not Stop.
I'm gonna buy the book and send it to James Gunn, and he's gonna probably laugh. They won't stop, man. I bet you think. Oh my god, they're gonna be. They live in a freaking bubble. You know what? You know that movie Bubble Boy with Jake Gyllenhaal? How about that's what they live in? They live in an actual thing like that. They can live together in one big bubble. How about that? You know what?
Blinded. That's exactly what it is. These people talk about it every day. It's like, do they even have a full-time job or a part-time job? I don't even think they got a part-time job. I don't even know what. It's like I think they're relying on the Snyder movement to get money.
Oh, Sill's making money off it.
Well, of course, Sill's gonna make money off of it. Well, here's the thing: Zod Rider writes for Geek Gossy sometimes. Does Mikey Sutton pay him?
What was that article you showed me? You showed me an article like a couple days ago. Was that you about Zod Rider?
That was like a few weeks ago, I think, or a couple weeks ago.
No, there was.
It was like in the article he was saying how Muschietti was like the second closest to Zack Snyder or something.
RJ showed me something.
Oh, maybe RJ showed it to you. I don't know.
No, he didn't show me. I think he showed.
I showed you a couple of Zod Rider articles. Now here's the thing. Now I write for my friend's site for free, but that's because it's my friend's site. I'm gonna and I love to write. I don't care about getting paid by my friend. It's like, is Mikey Sutton is he that close with Mikey Sutton though that he's gladly doing this for free, or it's like, is Mikey Sutton paying him? Because I wouldn't write for anyone for no money unless it was my friend. Like, I do it for my friend because he's my friend and I love to write in general. But what's Mikey Sutton offering him to write these articles? That's what I want to know.
What's Mikey Sutton even do? It's real life. The guy's a con artist. We've proven.
It's there's no way that him and Zod Rider are that close of friends unless Zod Rider has been manipulated into writing these articles. Because I think he's easily easy to manipulate.
Well, that's his whole problem, not us. Zod Rider. Look, there's a lot. I think the Snyderverse. There's a lot of young people in it. I'll say that. Zod Rider is not a young person, man. He's not. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, that's true. And they're getting so much. I mean, Zod Rider, You remember his auto? Oh my god, a blinded. I remember. I remember that. Yes, thank you, blinded. You remember that? You remember that like a couple days ago with Gizadweiler, like he posted the James Gunn stuff, right? With the certain adult star waiting for Lex Luthor. It's like I think he said, let me go find it in the Trinity. I'm gonna read it as Zach. The Zach is the funniest thing I've read. I found him. The Zach thing. Okay. You definitely was it you? When was the date? I know. Was it you that put it in there? Um, no, but like Johnny Sins, right? The Johnny Sins thing. It's like, yeah, he won. Like he won. What he would try to do there. You know what he tried to do there. He wanted to get James Gunn to reply to that, right? Which he did. James Gunn did reply to Old Brother, but he wanted James Gunn to say, "No, this is not happening," even though he knew that Johnny Sins was not going to be the adult actor was not going to be Dexter. He knew that's not true at all. He just wanted to get James Gunn to say something. That's all he wanted to do. That's all he wanted to do. Because any man with common sense, anybody with common sense would know James Gunn would not hire an adult actor, a corn actor, to be Lex Luthor. But he knew Zod. We call Zod stupid, but he knew what he was doing there. Right? He just wanted to get a reaction from James Gunn. Like, yeah. That, man, people started to do other stuff like, but like, yeah, Degrassi. You want to come on, blinded? Blinded, come on. Oh, can you come on? You're at work, aren't you, blinded? If you could
Yeah, I
come
think it
on
was
at
at
work.
work.
Come on.
Oh my goodness! If I had ever gone streaming at work, like imagine one of the kids be like, "Mr. George, what are you doing?"
You can't on break. You can't go streaming on break.
Oh, I don't. My breaks weren't that long. It's like, Mr. George, Mr. George, can I talk in the microphone?
Oh my god.
Yo, listen, I love my students, but like if they ever go on a stream, I'm probably gonna like have a heart attack.
Oh, I know that, Degrassi.
Oh my god, yo, the porn star thing. Oh my goodness, you know what the thing is? It's like they're so desperate to find anything on James Gunn.
They're scared. They're scared of James.
I'm very curious. Like, I'm not saying Superman Legacy is gonna make a lot of money, but if let's say Superman Legacy makes at least $800 million worldwide, which would be more than Man of Steel, how are they gonna twist the narrative?
That's good. That means
Like,
the Superman brand is kind of restored if that's the case.
but it's like the way they're gonna twist the narrative, if like it makes 800 million to like $1 billion, are they gonna say something like, okay, let's say if it makes 800 million, they're gonna be like, it didn't make $1 billion.
Let me tell you something.
It's still the most money a Superman movie made.
I'll say this. I know studios have the power to control. The air cut is never going to come out as long as Margot Robbie is have a good relationship with Warner Brothers. And right now, Barbie is going to break the record. It's going to have the highest box office. It's going to pass Mario. So yeah. So don't expect the air cut anytime soon. As long as Margot Robbie is
honest, I don't even really care about the air cut anymore. Here's the thing. The thing is, okay, the extra 30 minutes of BVS did make the movie better for me. The Snyder Cut is a vastly superior movie from the 2017 film.
We could have made it.
Based on what's been rumored to have been cut from Suicide Squad, I don't think that makes the movie that much better. In fact, that like there's a chance it's made the movie worse.
My problem is if you made the Joker the main villain, you gotta have Batman as more Batman in it. I'm sorry. If the Joker's a free person going after Harley in the Suicide Squad, and the Suicide Squad is supposed to be protagonist, I'm sorry. If Joker's free, the Batman's going after the Joker. Sorry guys, if you know comic books, if the Joker's not Arkham, Batman's gonna do whatever it takes to try to find out where the Joker is. So if the Joker is out trying to get to Suicide Squad, I'm sorry, but Batman's gonna go after them. after the Joker and the Squad. Okay? Batman is not going to be like that Joker to get away with the stuff. If he knows Joker is not in Arkham, what do you think Batman's going to do? He's going to just sit there and let Joker do his stuff. He's going to be in his cave or patrolling, trying to find where the Joker is, trying to get so he can make sure Joker goes back to Arkham. And so in the Suicide Squad movie, if Joker's free, I'm sorry, Batman's going to go after him. So if the Joker is focused more in that movie, Batman has to be focused more in that movie. You cannot make Joker. You cannot have the Joker movie aside. But in this case, Joker and Batman need to be a lot more in the movie together if the Joker's going to be in the movie a lot more, you know? That's what I'm just saying. Like, they don't understand. Like, I'm sorry, like, George, you would think Batman, Bruce Wayne, if he knows Joker is not Arkham, right? It's someone escape. You don't think he'd do whatever it takes to find where the Joker is?
Oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm like trying to find my old pair of glasses right now. Because my new pair is giving me a headache right now. I just got a new pair and my eyes are starting to hurt.
Here's the thing. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I saw.
It's all good. I'm still. You can keep going.
Okay, I saw the Arkham DVD, right? When Suicide Squad goes to retrieve the Riddler, Joker's around, Batman gets involved. Batman is not the main. It's not. Batman gets involved. You have to do something like that. If Joker is the main villain of the Suicide Squad movie, Batman has to get involved more. Okay? And Joker, guess what? Joker was in Arkham in that movie. He wasn't free. We got freed, but he wasn't free. But you see the logic. You see that You see that there has to be logic into that. God, like any director that has Joker, if any director has a Joker as free, and it's gonna be being the main antagonist of a movie, you gotta have Batman in it. I'm sorry, because if you don't know Batman, like it's. Except for the Joker movie.
The thing is, I agree with Blinded. The whole director's cut movement is so annoying, and the fact they only tweet about this stuff. Like forget about comic book movies, for example. Forget about Marvel, DC. There's like thousands of other movies out there in the world that's not even. They're not even half of them aren't even franchises. More than half of them aren't even franchises. It's like how many of those directors probably didn't get their original cut?
Yeah.
How many people who love those movies would love to see the cut of those movies? Quick question: if there was how long did it take for a new cut of The Godfather Part 3 to come out for fans who are disappointed with the? They weren't complaining for that many years, even when social media became a thing. And to be fair, I think that's something more intriguing. An ultimate edition of a Godfather movie than a superhero movie.
Yeah,
how long did it take for Sylvester Stallone to finally get his cut of Rocky IV out there?
Oh yeah, a long time. Really
yeah,
long
it's
time.
but yet were people whining about like the official cut of Rocky IV for years? No, in fact, people like the original version of Rocky IV. Yeah, it's got a mixed response by critics, but people generally like the movie. In fact, I think some people actually prefer the original version than the cut that came out that Stallone was able to give.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the thing is, it's like that. Like your movies aren't the only movies. There's been other franchises or independent movies. For goodness sakes, there was an alternate ending to Clerks that honestly I'm glad never came out, because then we would never have gotten Clerks 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for anyone who's never seen the alternate ending of Clerks, Dante gets shot by a burglar at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm glad they didn't go with that version. A lot of people are, because then we wouldn't have gotten movies like Clerks 2 and 3, two comedy sequels that I like a lot.
I gotta show you something. I don't know why I'm doing this, but it's just
and the thing is like the comic book movie community, I'm gonna keep going with what Brian has said about them being insufferable. They're stuck in this weird bubble that there's no other movies besides these movies. It's like there's other stuff out there. Look, I love comic book movies, but just be real. There's other stuff out there.
This is, by the way, this is a guy replying to Zodwider. It doesn't look like that on here because I'm blocked by Zodwider, but this is not this guy replying to Zodwider. the cow. Oh my god.
And that's another thing that Degrassi. I'm glad Degrassi brought that up about the Godfather 3 was pushed to generate funds. The only reason the Snyder Cut came out was just to get people to go watch HBO Max.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's really why they did. Like they didn't do it because the fans, because they care about the fans. They did it so people can go watch their new streaming service.
Fans.
Like remember, they were gonna make the Snyder Cut into a 6-part series.
It was really a 6-part series. It just made into.
Well, yeah, but it
Four.
was like, well, yeah, but still, like the reality is that unless Max is struggling to the point where they see the air cut as an option, they're not gonna really care. I'm sorry, that's the truth. The truth is that it's not just Warner Brothers. A lot of these major studios, they only do stuff if they see a monetary gain.
I like this autowriter here. This still graphic. Don't give a flying fig what James Gunn says about
Fig?
the
Oh my
Affleck cameo. Yeah. He cut from Blue Beetle and hashtag pause not stop clip coming out about this soon. You Gunn supporters really need to think continuing to argue and attack people who point out facts about Gunn's BS.
Yeah, that's a good point, Brian. I don't even know if that movie's still happening.
Oh, I don't know either.
Oh, Degrassi said it's finished, I guess.
Oh. I don't know.
But here's another thing. First of all, even if let's just say that Warner Brothers, James Gunn, and DC were either considering the slightest chance of restoring the Snyderverse, no scooper's gonna get it right because we're on a writer strike, so nothing can get announced, nothing can get pushed forward.
Well,
because nothing's being written right now.
Studios could announce a movie's development, but they can't really announce anything else.
But it's still, it's like there's no way Zack Snyder, if he was offered to do it and agreed to it, that Zack Snyder can say
I know it's gonna happen
right now.
George, what's gonna happen Tuesday, right? They're gonna say, "Oh my God, Rebel Moon's the best trailer. It's the best trailer. It's gonna have the best movie this year." And it's gonna be on Netflix. And you know those people. You know they're gonna say Rebel Moon has the best trailer Tuesday. Just watch.
Listen. We're gonna hear the most bizarre claims. They're gonna say it's better than Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi.
Oh my God, yes.
Or like Wrath of Khan or Dune. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're gonna say it's better than those sci-fi classics?
Hey, if it was better than those sci-fi classics, why is Netflix the one doing it and not
Hell? I don't even think it's gonna be better than Force Awakens. And look, I like Force Awakens, but to be fair, the quality has kind of gone down a little bit, but it's still a good movie. But it ain't getting top that. If anything, the sci-fi movie I'm the most interested in this year is The Creator.
Blinded. Are you watching Ahsoka next week? Tuesday, man. Comes out Tuesday.
I might watch Ahsoka. I don't know if I'm ever gonna watch Secret Invasions. I honestly don't know. I mean, I got a month off, but honestly, it's.
Oh yeah.
It's just like I don't have the motivation to watch Secret Invasions. I might just go back and watch a Marvel show that I do like. Or maybe I'll watch Last of Us. Halloween's coming around the corner.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, 2 months away. You know, it's still a long time. 70 days to Halloween.
Yo, I might buy Last of Us on DVD. I know I can watch it on HBO, but in the case something ever happens to streaming, I like to buy physical copies.
He's just dressed up for Halloween. A Snyder supporter. Collins.
Oh my goodness! You know, I wanted to for impersonation day. If I wasn't gonna do Mad Dog Russo, I should have impersonated a Snyder fan.
Why are most of them bald? Like Zod, Sil, that Abdi New, whatever his name is. Isn't he bald
Abu
too?
Nas.
Isn't he the one that got caught being homophobic on that clip?
Oh my! That was just. See, the thing is, they have these weird, bizarre like views of people.
if he like I remember that clip. If you use something like oh my god, two gay men kissing is the reason I didn't like this movie, then your criticism of the movie is not legit. You
That's
can't take
like
it seriously.
saying the main problem of Batman Forever is
Yeah.
bat nipples. It's
Yeah.
like no, there are like other problems in that movie that are a lot more severe than bat nipples.
Yeah.
Bat nipples, like at most, you dock off 0.5 points, like a half point, because bat nipples were pointless.
You know what? I'm just tired of
But it's
people
like,
using. Oh, I'm just tired of people using the two men kissing thing as a turn off thing. I'm like, yeah,
but
you wouldn't complain if it's two women kissing.
here's the thing. It probably would turn them on if it was two women kissing.
Exactly.
See,
Exactly.
here's the thing.
We're
like,
hypocritical. Men are hypocritical when that comes to that stuff.
Like, here's the thing. Like, this is the thing that I noticed. Men will find it hot if two women are kissing, but will be revolted if two men are kissing.
Why would it be revolted? It won't turn them on if they're straight. But it's not going to do it. It shouldn't affect you, right? Right? Right?
Like
It shouldn't-
that's the weird standard that people have.
Oh, it's because oh my god, they're promoting being it's okay. I'm like, dude. I'm like, guys, movies and TV, everything has everything in it. I don't know. I can't really explain. It's really stupid if you ask me. I remember Tyrone Magnus. He got ratioed for that exact same thing about Eternals. That's when I stopped subscribing to him. I'm like, guy, you're such. Why is it always? It's usually George, right? It's usually the right, usually the people on the right. They call other snowflakes, right? You know, they used to say snowflake stuff like that, right? It's usually the people on the right are the snowflakes. Like right now, right when it comes to that stuff, it's I don't know. It's just there's also some weird stuff discussing Max's stream last night. Like George, I love Crazy Joe, but tell me what a trilogy is. Define a trilogy for me.
Trilogy, like 3 movies in a franchise. Like it's basically like you got the beginning of a trilogy, the middle part, and the ending part.
Okay.
It usually
Yeah,
consists
perfect.
of 3 movies: the Dark Knight trilogy. Before Toy Story 4, Toy Story was a trilogy. You got the
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes trilogy from
Mhm.
that Matt Reeves took over in the middle.
Yeah.
The Godfather trilogy. The
Okay. That's a perfect definition right there. Thank you. there was one Max's stream. There was like a little bit of disagreement on what a trilogy is, and I'm like, everybody was like, "What?" I'm like, what?
Wait. Who gave a weird definition of a trilogy?
Oh, Crazy Joe. I love Crazy Joe, but what he said about trilogies that a trilogy has to have like kind of like a same arc, kind of like the same kind of story, stuff like that. It's the same arc. I'm like, right? Yeah. So like, and he said the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is not a trilogy because some of the story was also developed in the Avenger movies, right? And right, Endgame and Infinity War. So the 3 movies that's named after them is not considered a trilogy because their character also developed in those 3 movies. So he said it's not a trilogy, and I'm like, it's still a trilogy. 3 movies of a franchise.
And look, I love Crazy Joe as well, but I remember he said like something how like the Matt Reeves Batman movie wasn't the most comic accurate Batman because there's no other heroes in that universe. It's like that don't mean nothing.
How do you know? You don't have to
First
mention.
of all, you don't know. Second of all, that's a weird answer. But then, but I mean, look again. I love Crazy Joe, but he also said Thor: Love and
Exactly.
He said Thor: Love and Thunder was the best comic book movie of last year. When you had the Batman basically as an almost unanimous pick.
Okay, before Thor 4 came out, before Thor 4 came out, because Thor is not a trilogy anymore, obviously with the 4th movie. But is Thor the first 3 movies is not a trilogy then? If based on his criteria, because his character still had a little bit of development in the Avenger movies, right? Like especially Endgame, like it's not a trilogy anymore because they have a 4th movie, but like it doesn't matter. Like I like Crazy Joe. I like his takes on stuff. Like, cause he's very he has his mind is very different when it comes to his perspective on stuff on entertainment is very different when it comes to a lot of people.
No, and you know what? That's a good thing.
Yeah,
It's like
it's really good.
it's good to have different opinions.
He's not gonna fight you on anything like that, right? Like or anything. He doesn't say he says like maybe hot take stuff to some people, but he's not like antagonistic in that way. No, he's cool because we. The cast. But this is fake now. Oh, this is fake.
Oh, thank
Oh, I
goodness!
thought-
I need a break from Taika Waititi.
Oh, me and Degrassi think he might go to DC. Be careful.
Well, here's the thing: if it's the right DC property, it could work.
Booster Gold, do Booster. I think he's sued for Booster Gold. Honestly,
It depends. To me, the thing is, I don't think Thor fits his style because Thor's a more serious property. And the thing is, Taika needs something that fits his style.
the problem is there's different incarnations of Thor out there, right? Sometimes Thor is serious. Sometimes he can be funny. But the thing is, the real incarnation of Thor is that he's kind of fat and a drunk. So. And people had problems with the Endgame Thor, but that's how Thor really looked like. If you really know what he really looked, what his incarnation, the true incarnation of Thor looked like was actually fat and drunk. But the God of War Thor was not funny at all. He was serious all the time. All the time. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So I want what really good for where do you that mid credit scene? Where do you think Ted Cord was recording that?
I have no idea. I haven't really processed it all that much.
I have a theory. I don't know if it may not be a strong theory. It's just a theory, like really. But okay. Yeah, but yeah, Degrassi. But Taika has done HBO Max at the Flag series when he's Captain Blackbeard. Remember that? Oh, and he's making a second season. He did a second season for that series too, Captain Blackbeard. Remember that series? I forget the name of the series, but he has done stuff for Warner Brothers. But I'm saying is where Ted Kord's with that voice. Like I have a theory, like a crazy theory. What if he's recording that from some other universe? Because if they're planning to move Izolo, right, Blue Beetle, into the new DCU, what if Ted Kord is part of that new DCU also, and maybe that somehow he figured a way because he's advanced, he's advanced technology, he's very intelligent, obviously, right? What if he recorded somehow he got sucked into another universe, and maybe that's him he found a way to communicate with the universe he's from. I don't know. Like it's a reach, but I'm trying to make the connection here.
That would be a good that'd be a good idea if they did that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make a connection here because they're moving the Blue Beetle, some of the Blue Beetle to the new DCU, right? So I'm just trying to make a connection here because I kind of want if we see Blue Beetle in the new DCU, I kind of want some of the story part from this movie to be in the new DCU. I want the family to be there. I want the family to be there. I want them to be there.
And the thing is, I can see this. See, the thing is, because like they don't really establish anything else from the DCEU, I can see them easily continuing this arc into the DCEU. Because it's gonna be already established that Superman and Batman are gonna be experienced when they first come out.
Especially Batman, he's gonna be really experienced. Like, yeah. And I was thinking, like, I also another theory. What if you somehow went into the future and met up with Booster Gold? I don't know. I'm just reaching here because I'm trying, because this is the last movie in the DCU, and we won't get another DC. Well, we'll get the Joker too, but we really won't get a new Creature Commandos. Is that the next?
No, Aquaman.
No. Aquaman. Oh, I forgot about that.
See, because they haven't marketed
no trailer.
No trailer. We forget the movie exists. There's like no hype for it whatsoever.
Oh my god. Yeah, I forgot about Aquaman.
Here's the
Good
thing: even before the DC reboot, people were kind of crapping on the movie because of the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp stuff.
Oh my god. Yeah. This, Netflix has the whole trial on the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp from last year on Netflix. Like, that has a bunch of serious episodes of that trial.
See, the thing is, I feel like that's something very uncomfortable to make a trial, in my opinion, because it's still fresh in everyone's minds. It's not like the OJ Simpson thing that happened like so
Oh
many
my god.
and then you can make a series about it.
Oh, the FX series? Yeah.
I
Cuba
mean, that's a more
Gooding.
bizarre case because OJ killed his wife, and that was a
Yeah.
whole mess.
OJ is so popular. OJ is so popular right now. Like, I'm gonna admit this. I'm not sure. I kind of follow him on Twitter.
Well, here's the bizarre thing with OJ. Once he got out of prison after stealing, it was like
Yes.
2019, 2020. He's all of a sudden offering his thoughts on Colin Kaepernick kneeling, offering his thoughts on politics and the election. It's like, really, we're gonna listen to you, dude?
Yeah. But the thing
I
is,
mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing to know about OJ. Back in the day, but when OJ was an athlete before he became a murderer, when people like Jim Brown and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar were protesting, OJ was like, "I'm not black, I'm OJ."
yeah, he did say
So like,
that.
why should anyone, regardless of whether or not they support Colin Kaepernick or not, want to believe anything you're saying when back when things were even worse, you did nothing and let the other athletes do the hard work.
It's funny though, man.
I'm just saying, like, OJ, it's like people, it's like he thinks people care, and the bizarre thing is people do care, and they will, like they're like, "Oh, what's OJ saying today?"
I I I watched on Netflix the past 2 days. Like, this is kind of sports stuff, but it's really more controversial sports. Last night I watched Johnny Manziel, Untold Johnny Manziel. You know how big Johnny Manziel was back in the day, man. The guy was everywhere. We're in college and everywhere. He's the one. He's the guy from Texas A&M. You know, he was so big, and he became a partier, and that basically ruined his career. Became an alcoholic, and got into trouble, right? And then the one before, I think Wednesday, was it Thursday or Wednesday? I watched the one on Balco. Balco, if you know, Balco is the company that makes illegal enhancements for some of like the Barry Bonds stuff and the two Olympians, Tim McGarney and Marion Jones. Big stuff back in the day. I mean, I I mean, steroids back in the steroids are so prevalent, but especially in the 2000s when everybody became aware of it, it became such a huge controversial issue. It even went to the president, man. It went to the president, man, Bush at the time, and oh my God, I remember I stayed home in 2005. Yeah, 2005, when Supreme Court mandated 5 baseball players to come, right, and testify in oath, right, not that about steroids. Mark McGuire kind of beat around the bush, didn't really admit anything. Ralph Palmero, I will never forget. DeGrassi might remember this. You guys might remember. Ralph Palmero pointed at the people here at the senators, whatever senators, congressmen, whatever. Like, I never took steroids. Later that season, he got busted for steroids after being tested.
Oof.
You remember that, guys? You remember that, Degrassi? And look, I was, I'll be honest with you. I know there's a lot of people who say steroid players that took steroids should not be in the Hall of Fame. I'm not one of those people. Because here's the reason why. I believe, yes, you're right. I think it's unethical, but it wasn't cheating. It was not cheating. If it wasn't a rule back then, if it wasn't mandated rules back then about it, you shouldn't punish these people. You shouldn't punish them. Now, yeah, now it's differently. But back then, if there's no rules about taking enhancement drugs, why are you punishing them? There was no rules about them. Definitely being ethical and legal is totally two different things. You gotta separate the two. That's my opinion.
Now they teach you that in business law if you ever
Yeah.
take any law
Yeah.
classes. I took business law, and that's what I learned from that class. Look, there's
It is.
behavior that it's not illegal, but it's unethical.
Yeah. They should have a steroid Olympics. Yo. Could yeah, Usain Bolt, man. I don't know. Like Jack, I don't know how he did it. Like oh my god. Now there's definitely like no now I know there's a supplement out there that The Rock and Cena and some of these people use. It's probably legal now. But I don't think if you're taking a steroid or a enhancement now, it applies to acting though. I don't think they test you for that. I don't think it's like you're not gonna get in trouble for taking steroids if you're gonna be for a movie role. You're not gonna get in trouble for that. That's not like you're cheating. You're not cheating the entertainment world. Like we would be cheating sports. It's different. Yeah. Yeah, Rocket, yeah, it is, but like they're actors, man. It's not really cheating, right? It's like they're sports, yeah. Now you get it's crazy, man. Oh my god. And you could tell who's took the juice and who's not taking the juice. Okay? You could tell. Or was that? Okay. Yeah, he is. Guy The Rock, look how the Rock is like in his 50s, man. I think he might be the
Yo,
same
he
age
is
as
50 already.
Degrassi. Yeah, I think he might be just as old as
I think
Degrassi.
he's the same age as Ben Affleck. 50, 51.
51, yeah. Younger than Degrassi. It's crazy. Yeah, so like what else?
Steroid Olympics. I just saw that comment from Degrassi.
Steroid Olympics.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So that biker that used to take them, what was Lance Armstrong?
Oh, he's like the most disgraced one,
I
right?
remember him.
Yes, Lance Armstrong. Oh
Yo,
yeah,
you know they every time Donovan Mitchell has like a 70-point game, he gets drug tested
what 70 gets drug tested for every 70 points? Why?
for like over 50-point games. I don't know. He always makes tweets saying, "I got drug tested again."
Yeah, you probably shouldn't say that.
Yo, no, honestly, James Harden should get drug tested. I know that's not until tomorrow, but I just had to throw that comment out there.
Dude, I don't think so, man. The guy's always out of shape, so I don't know if he takes weights or anything. I don't know if he does, because he's usually fat.
But
He
like,
does come
here's the
back.
thing: like he'll have these bursts after having rough starts when he comes into the season late. It's like, does he take steroids after like his rough start of the season?
Do they wear off in the playoffs when he chokes?
Probably.
Yeah, that's that tomorrow. I'll talk. We're gonna whip on James Harden. I have to whip on him.
Oh my goodness! Oh boy, my Mad Dog voice is gonna kick in tomorrow.
Dude, this is what
I'm just saying.
Philadelphia should just trade him. Philadelphia should just trade him Portland and try to get Lillard in the deal, man. And if Harden doesn't like playing Portland, too bad. I don't.
What? F him.
Yeah,
That's
F
what I
him.
would say at this point. F him.
Yeah.
Shaq said it perfectly. Like he was given everything in Houston and he could never deliver.
Yeah. Everything.
And like you teamed up with the best scorer in Kevin Durant. And look, Kyrie Irving before he lost
two of the
his
best
mind
scorers.
more, actually had a really good season that year. Unfortunately, Kyrie got hurt, but it's like you couldn't step up when Kyrie got hurt. And here's the thing: before Kyrie got hurt, Kyrie was outplaying you. So here's the thing: there's a good chance that if James Harden got hurt but Kyrie was healthy, the Nets could have beaten the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, in fairness, you're to blame for losing against the Bucks because you basically made KD carry all the scoring. And the thing is,
that's bad.
you want to quit when you quit on the Brooklyn Nets the following season. You get traded to Philly, and you basically quit as well.
Dude, like that trade Ben Simmons for Harden is not working out for both teams.
Yo, that was a trade both teams lost.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, like
I'm just saying it's
Kevin
just
McHale
so ridiculous
whipped on
with
him.
this guy.
Kevin McHale whipped on Harden.
You know what? I can't blame Kevin McHale because that's the thing. James Harden, he either quits or he's not motivated.
Yeah.
He just ain't motivated.
I think
you're given everything, and you can't deliver in the
You know what?
playoffs. And here's the thing: even when Chris Paul got hurt in the 2018 playoffs, you still had a good chance of being that Golden State Warriors team because
I
those
think
were close games.
I perfectly think Harden doesn't really care about winning.
No, he's stat padding. Here's the thing: you're never gonna catch up to LeBron.
No.
Listen, he's never gonna be as forget about Michael Jordan. He's never gonna be as good as Kobe or Dwayne Wade.
No. There's Kobe, Dwayne Wade. No, they have rings. Michael, of course. That's
Look,
LeBron.
listen. He might average more points than Klay Thompson, Reggie Miller, and Ray Allen, but they are
I think I better take them.
They're more clutch shooters.
And they defend. And they put effort in defending. Like
here's the thing, Reggie Miller, to his credit, stayed with the Pacers his whole career.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson never had a problem playing second fiddle to Steph Curry.
Neither Ray Allen. Ray Allen at times was not, but like when he went to Boston, he was willing to sacrifice. But
he sacrificed going to the Miami Heat. Like the thing is like these guys, they're either loyal to their team, or when they do want to go to a new team, they sacrifice. They actually sacrifice, and they know their role.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing, Degrassi. But yeah, I agree with you. I think Harden. Let's be honest. Harden got the benefit of the referees when they called everything a foul back before they changed the rules on the fouls, because he used to go to the line like 15 times a game, but now you can't. And look where he is now. And I'm sorry. And he's on a decline, right? Okay, on a decline. He's 34 years old. I'm sorry. LeBron James is 38, 39 years old. Could put up almost 30 points a game.
I think Steph Curry and Kevin Durant are older than him, and
yes,
bigger numbers.
And you know what it is? It's not. I mean, obviously, normally in sports, as you get older, your production does decrease a bit, right? Obviously, but there's a point where if it's your conditioning. It's your conditioning.
But here's the thing: even Kobe Bryant, when his body was giving up on him at the same age Harden is right now, was still putting up more numbers.
Yeah, so don't give me that bullshit that he's getting older. Michael Jordan, when he went to Washington, put up 20 points. And no, Washington was shit, but he put up 20 points. But that's Michael Jordan. I digress.
James Harden's 33, right?
Yeah,
I think he's 33. At that age, Dirk Nowitzki won Finals MVP.
Damian Lillard's the same age. Isn't Damian Lillard around the same age?
Damian Lillard's same age. But this thing, Dirk Nowitzki at that age won Finals MVP.
It's all about how you're in shape, how you take care of yourself, and it's clear. And we know this, George. We know this, Anthony. And this is not just a basketball thing. It's a real life thing. It's how well in shape you are and how you take care of yourself. Because we know, George, he purposely got fat to get his way out of Houston. Let's be honest. He did it to get away out of Houston because he wanted to he did that, right? He got fat just to get out of Houston. That's it. I'm sorry. No, he's not.
It's just ridiculous with that guy. It really is.
Yeah, this is a problem in the NBA, George. There's too many. Oh, excuse me with that burp. George, they have too many entitled players in the NBA. Too much entitlement. Too much entitlement. Like Kyrie Irving. Oh my God. Okay. What's his name? Oh yeah.
Here's the thing. here's the thing to understand. If people think these actors who are on strike are entitled, look at these athletes. These guys are way more entitled than even the most entitled Hollywood actors. These guys make more money than most actors do.
And I think Joel Embiid's getting frustrated with Philadelphia, though. I wouldn't be
That-
surprised.
But like the thing is like for people who keep whining about entitled Hollywood actors, athletes are making way more money than the actors.
Oh, not just plus they can make more money than the actors. So I would depend. Yeah, basketball wise, they do, man, for sure.
And it's like, here's the thing.
Daniel
I think
Brown, like 60 million.
Athletes are look, and I say this as someone that loves playing sports. Athletes are bigger quitters than actors are.
Oh,
They are bigger quitters than actors are. Some of
basketball players are.
I know some basketball players are. I love basketball. I love the NBA. I love the sport, but there are a lot of guys that quit. And this isn't just the modern NBA. There are guys who in the past have quit on their team. For example, Mark Aguirre, before he joined the Bad Boy Detroit Pistons, he quit when he was the star of the Mavericks against Magic's Lakers.
Okay.
So this has been a problem going on for a while. It's gotten worse, but it's been going on for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, see, this is one of the dumbest ass moves Sixers did. They picked Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. I mean,
Jimmy Butler with Bam Adebayo as your second best player has led the Miami Heat to 2 Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, but I think
2 NBA Finals.
But I do think like with Embiid and Butler and same, I think they could at least have a ring.
Yeah, they could have won a championship already.
Yeah.
Listen. 2019. If Kawhi Leonard doesn't hit that crazy shot, we could be possibly talking about the 76ers winning the championship.
Yeah. Yeah, because Golden State, like,
yeah, it's like that Tobias Harris thing was just so bizarre. And I'm gonna be honest. I think they should have waited like another season to fire Brett Brown. I don't think they should have hired Doc Rivers. Or if you fire Brett Brown, don't hire the guy that just choked up a 3-1 lead.
Oh my God!
See, that's the thing. That's the weird thing about Doc Rivers.
Nick Nurse really? Let's be honest. Is Nick Nurse really a good coach, or is he just lucky to have good teams? Because he did not coach well in Toronto this year. I'll give you that. He did not. And Toronto was like did not gel. There was no chemistry. It seems like there was bad luck and vibes. But let's be honest. Is Nick Nurse really a good coach, or he was just lucky that championship team had a really good team with Kawhi, Marcus Gasol, Serge, Lowry.
Dwayne Casey could have probably led that team to a championship.
There's a lot of people who believed if Dwayne Casey had that team, he could have won a championship. In Toronto. People say that in Toronto too, George. Not just you. People in Toronto actually said that. It was just the problem was DeMar DeRozan, right? DeMar DeRozan couldn't get him over the top. And I think if they kept DeMar DeRozan over Kawhi, I think they could have got to the NBA Finals, really. But I think they would have lost to Golden State easily.
Listen, I never wanted to finish the impact that coaches have because the coaches in my life, like when I played sports, have changed my life for the better. Having said that, sometimes the coaches don't always make the difference. For example, I don't think Frank Vogel was the difference in that NBA Finals against Miami. I mean, Eric Spoelstra was the better coach, but guess what? Frank Vogel had the more talented team.
And I think, so Eric Spoelstra, he's one of the outliers out there that's actually pretty damn good as a coach.
like here's the thing, Darvin Ham, the new Laker coach, I think he's a better coach than Frank Vogel.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, if you have a star player or 2 star players, you'll necessarily need to be a good coach. But if you win, you're gonna get hired somewhere else because you might have a winning record or a championship ring, right? Like it benefits you from having it. It's true, like there is a benefit. Like I think Jason Kidd's a terrible coach, personally. I don't think he's a good coach.
No, he's not.
I don't know why Dallas has him still. Yeah, LeBron was not trash this year. Okay. Yeah, but like I don't know why Jason Kidd's still a coach. I personally don't know why. I know he helped Dallas win a championship, but please, that's a decade ago. Move on. He's not a good coach. He wasn't a good coach in New Jersey. He wasn't a good coach in Milwaukee. God, he's not a freaking good coach, and he has to coach Kyrie and Doncic. Ugh. And Kid's an ego himself, man. He has a big ego himself.
I don't know. The thing is, while I'm a fan of the NBA that like they make some weird decisions.
Yes.
Some of these teams. I'm glad Doc Rivers didn't get a coaching job this year because for some reason before this offseason, he was always getting work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why are you rewarding a coach whose record is, while he's got a good regular season, his postseason record leaves a lot to be desired.
I mean, no, he got lucky with Boston, Doc Rivers.
Look, here's the thing. Those first few seasons with the Big Three were still pretty good despite aging.
Yeah.
But then, like, once the Miami Big Three came and age started kicking in, he started getting exposed.
Because the Miami Big Three,
Listen.
Big Three, they were the Big Three, but they weren't like in the 30s. They were still in the 20s at the time. They were like in the prime. Because Wade, I think Bosch and Bosch and LeBron were probably like at what 20, maybe like 27, 28, 29 at the time, right? When it came in. No, maybe like 25, 26, because I know they came in at 18 years old in the NBA, right? So when the Big Three happened, they were still really, really young. Like in the prime.
Well, here's another thing. 2012, the only reason they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, the Celtics, was because Derrick Rose got injured. And you played against Philly in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here's the thing. They played in the first round, that Boston team played against an Atlanta Hawks team that was mediocre.
Do you remember like do you remember LA try to do like the Big Four with Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, Kobe, and I forget who else?
That was, oh man, I still remember that time.
Nowhere.
Yeah, you went out.
You're right back.
Yeah, that was a time.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, like Steve Nash. How can he do a big 3 or 4 with Steve Nash when Steve Nash is like when he was like Steve Nash was like 40 at the time? Like it doesn't work like
Here's
that.
the other thing. Like the offense that Mike D'Antoni, neither Dwight Howard nor Pau Gasol fit that style.
Okay, Mike D'Antoni is the most overrated coach in basketball. Okay, he'll get you to the playoffs, but he will not get you over the top because he doesn't work on defense. He doesn't do defense. Okay, his style does not work. Here's the thing. The one and gun, the fast break style of offense doesn't really work in the playoffs because half court offense usually succeeds in the playoffs, and that's not his style. And he's not a good coach, D'Antoni. He's always been overrated. I mean, he's a coach who gets you to the playoffs, but he's not a coach who gets you to the championship because his style does not work in the playoffs. Does not work.
Yeah, I agree with that. And look, I get it. Like, there was that one series where had a couple players didn't get suspended for a game or two. Maybe they could have won. Because there was an altercation on the court or something, and players.
What year was it? What year was it when the Lakers almost got Chris Paul?
It was like before the lockout season.
2011.
Yeah, it was like during the lockout off season before the lockout.
Okay. And what was the deal?
It was after they lost to Dallas.
What was the potential return? Like who was going to New Orleans at the time?
I think Pau Gasol.
Oh, really?
They were going to trade Pau Gasol. And I think Lamar Odom.
Yo, Lamar Odom. Oh yeah, he really fell off. Like New Orleans has to stop drafting injury play players. Anthony Davis, now Zion Williamson. You gotta do your work, man. New Orleans do better. Yeah. and the Clippers, man. The Clippers. I mean, the Clippers had Paul Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, JJ Redick, but every time they got in the playoffs, Paul got hurt with the Clippers. The problem is Chris Paul needs the ball in his hand. And Kobe, look, Kobe was a ball hog. Let's not beat around the bush. He was a ball hog. He was a chucker. Kobe was a ball hog.
Yeah, when you have Kwame Brown as your teammate for a few seasons, that's gonna.
Those are bad years. Those are the bad years for the Lakers when they got Kwame Brown. The mid 2000s, the Lakers were pretty bad. When they got after the Shaq got traded to Miami, those were bad years. Even they had Caron Butler and DeMar Odom came back in that deal. They were still bad. They had like Smush Parker as a smart starting point guard. Smush Parker. I remember that. Smush Parker. And Degrassi and Blinder just left us because we're talking basketball.
Yeah, they left because we got off track and started talking sports.
They play basketball in this movie. No, I'm kidding. They don't play basketball.
This is what you want. We're gonna play basketball while playing. This is what you want.
Oh, Stephen A. Smith. Apparently, the Shannon Sharp news is false. It's not true. He cleared it up, Stephen A. Smith. I was so disappointed that it's not true. I'm like, oh. Because Shannon Sharp, yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna end it here, guys. That was 2 hours. Thank you for coming on, George. I know you're back because you're back. You're back. Your work is done for this summer, and I know you're planning something tomorrow. So, I think you're.
Well, not tomorrow. Maybe like during the weekday.
Okay, so go ahead and plug your stuff.
You can find me at the George. I also did my review of Blue Beetle. I was uploading it while I was on the stream. So if you want to check it out, go right ahead. I'm probably just in the stream that I eventually plan to do at some point next week will probably be, just a chill stream, open topics. So sports talk is allowed on that stream. Any movie topic, anything old or new. So that'll probably happen. As far as movie reviews go, I honestly have no idea what I plan to review next. I guess you'll have to wait and find out. You know what? Maybe what I'll do is, because I think the new season of Cobra Kai was supposed to come out in the fall. Maybe I'll review the original Karate Kid movies.
It was supposed to come out.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll do a Karate Kid review series.
Okay.
Or at least the original trilogy.
Yeah. Jackie Chan doesn't count.
What will the George do? Find out on the next episode of Movie Talk Z.
All right. So for me, I might do Ahsoka when that's available. Okay, Ahsoka. That's Tuesday. Ahsoka's Tuesday, yeah. So, but I'm not gonna do the stream on Tuesday, obviously. But we're gonna do Ahsoka and stuff. So, maybe I don't know when I'm gonna review that, but we'll see. Maybe on a weekday I'll review. Maybe on a Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. But yeah, check that out later on. And tomorrow on my sports channel we're gonna do talk more about Harden. Go more detail, my thoughts, a rant, whatever. And George will do his active thing, I guess, if he comes on. And
Mad Dog George is gonna return.
so do all that. Like, share, subscribe, and take care, guys.
Peace.